This is a presentation of Fort Wayne High School Sports. 3, 2, 1. It's time for football.
Going deep over the top, and ball is tipped and caught in the end zone by Jalen White. Touchdown. And again, he'll curl it from the middle out to the right sideline. He's got the edge to the end zone. Touchdown.
It's the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. Brought to you by our friends at Midwest Box Breaks, Hoopy Fieldhouse, and Pizza Hut. It's time for kickoff. The Fort Wayne High School Football Game of the Week starts now. Here's Brett Rump and Shannon Griffith.
And welcome to Kendallville, Indiana. It is a showdown in the Northeast State Conference between two teams ranked in the top 5 in the state of Indiana, as 5th-ranked Leo visits number 3 East Noble. Should be a great game to hit the midway point of the high school football season. Hard to believe that week 5 is already upon us. We've got 4 complete coming into tonight. We've got 4 more remaining after tonight. And so we're at the halfway point, but this obviously a huge game in the NE8. The winner will have the inside track to winning the NE8 championship. I am Brett Rump, joined by Shannon Griffith, with Macy Gray back in the studio as our producer. And, Coach, this is what it's all about for Friday nights. You've established a couple of teams that really are good football teams, and now we find out which one takes top spot in the NE8.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. This is where you get to start sorting out the conference races, and not only this conference, but the SAC and the ACAC tonight. And this is going to be a game that's going to feature 2 different type of dynamics, the rushing attack of Leo versus the diverse offense that East Noble runs with Riley Biddle in control.
You got to think that East Noble has the advantage at quarterback. They've got experience. They've got a dual threat guy. Riley Biddle really is the fuel that runs their engine.
Well, he was the fuel that won them the game up at DeKalb there a couple weeks ago when he orchestrated a game-winning drive with no time on the clock to get a touchdown and give them the win in a hard-fought game there at DeKalb. So he is the guy that makes things happen, but he's just not an offensive player. You'll see him on defense too, because they use him in situations as well.
Well, that game was last Friday night, and you wonder if East Noble got caught peeking ahead to this one. It's going to be a huge crowd here in Kendallville, as it usually is on Friday nights. And the Knights very anxious for this one. These two have become quite the rivalry, generally playing twice every year, because not only are they in the same conference, but they're also in the same sectional when postseason runs around. But let's talk a little bit about Leo, because we give Riley Biddle his credit, but we've got to talk about Leo. Nate Foster is the real deal. This guy can be a game breaker anytime he touches the football.
Yes, he's got the attention of Coach Stewart, as you heard in the pregame show, about the type of plays that Nate Foster can give them in terms of the big chunk plays. So they're going to have to be very gap sound on defense. If one of their players gets out of gap tonight, Nate Foster will expose it, and he's got the capabilities of taking it all the way back.
East Noble was somewhat devastated when Ian Ramey, who they were counting on to be a real leader of this offense, a running back, went down with injury. But it's given an opportunity to a freshman, and he does not look like a freshman. Austin Phillips will play both ways. He's at linebacker, he's in the backfield, and he's averaging 7.7 yards per carry so far in a couple of games.
Yeah, he is a big-time player for only being a freshman. He's one of those guys that can get the tough yards as the big physical back that he brings. And, hey, this is going to be his first night under a big contest, so we'll see how he handles that pressure.
We're going to take a break as East Noble takes the field with the flags waving. The Knights in all blue uniforms, blue helmets, and the Leo Lions in their white jerseys, white pants with purple helmets. It is Leo and East Noble, a battle of 2 top 5 teams in the state of Indiana in Class 4A, and we're going to have the kickoff coming up here on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
We return to the action on the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Welcome back to Kendallville. Brett Rump with Shannon Griffith, and the coin toss won by the Leo Lions. And as has become the custom, Leo will defer to the second half. And so the Lions will kick it off and let the East Noble offense onto the field first. For the Knights, Riley Biddle, the quarterback, Austin Phillips in the backfield, but they've got a couple of guys that can go downfield and catch it too. And they're a pair of Alexes. One Alexander is Alexander Scott, who's caught 12 balls so far this season. And the favorite target for Riley Biddle is Alex Phillips, the older brother of Austin, who's got 22 catches so far this year. Both teams come in with 4-0 records. Both teams have dominated so far through the early portion of this season. And now Leo set to kick it off. It is Isaiah Kuhlman who does the kicking, and the boot is away. It's going to be a one-hopper at the 15, taking it to 10, the 20, the 25. Across the 25, cuts across the 30, taken down close to the 31 or 32-yard line. Alex Phillips with a nice return for the Knights, and we get underway with East Noble first and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
Yeah, pretty good return there by Phillips, and a good job even by Leo on their coverage with keeping him inside and not letting him bounce it to the outside.
Underway just 1 minute after 7 o'clock here in Kendallville, where it is 86 degrees on this September 19th. Warm night, but no threat of rain. Beautiful blue, clear skies. It'll be a lovely evening for the fans. Could be warm for the players. We'll have to keep an eye on cramping as this game goes on. From the right hash, shotgun for Biddle. He's got a single back in the backfield. There's the snap. And they'll play action, drop back, look to throw, and it is knocked down, batted down at the line of scrimmage. Good job up front for the Leo defense. That'll force second down and 10.
Boy, I tell you, he had Scott down the right sideline one-on-one, and I don't know, he was trying to check it down, it looked like, but like you said, good job by the East Noble defensive front.
Cooper Olson with the bat down from his defensive lineman position. Now second down and 10 from their own 32 from the right hash. Two receivers left, one to the right. They'll give it to Austin Phillips. Follows the left side of the line, makes a nice cutback, and takes it upfield across the 35 out to the 37. That's a 5-yard gain to make it a much more manageable third down situation coming up for the Knights.
You know, that's one thing East Noble's done all year is they've done well on the first down efficiency, second down efficiency, setting up, like you said, a manageable third down.
Trips to the wide side right. Single back to the left shoulder of Biddle. He's in the gun, 5 yards behind his center, Hunter Smithson. Smithson, a big fella, 6'1", 315 pounds. Check down here. They look over the sideline, might have changed the play, and it's a read option, and they'll throw a quick pass over the middle, and it is caught by Alex Phillips. Just sitting in the slot, just a quick sit route. They snap it to him and run after the catch, takes it out to the 49-yard line. That is a 12-yard gain and a first down for East Noble.
Good RPO.
And they'll work quickly. Hand it to Phillips. Phillips brings it wide, now cuts up at the numbers and gets into Leo territory. But we do have a flag on the play at the line of scrimmage thrown by the sign judge on the near sideline. The gain was for about 6 yards, but we're going to see what the penalty is, and it appears to be on East Noble.
Looks like they got, I don't think they were quite set, yeah. But going back to that third down play, they've instituted the RPO system here, and that was a classic example of that, giving Biddle a two-way go to either hand it off on their little trap play or like he stuck it to Phillips there to get the first down.
So it's 5-yard penalty for procedure, and it takes the ball back to their own 44 for East Noble. First down and 15. Ball center between the hash marks. Biddle moves a man up to the line of scrimmage, tight end on the left, and there's the handoff to Austin Phillips, and the freshman rumbles over the 50 into Leo territory at the 47-yard line. That is 9 yards for Austin Phillips big carry on that 1st and 15, 2nd and 6 now for East Noble.
It's hard to believe at 6'2", 200 pounds that he's just a freshman. What's he going to be when he's a junior and senior?
Yeah, and got the speed of a senior.
Yeah.
I mean, he's, there he had a nice little stick the foot in the turf and cut up field, and
absolutely
nice little sprint and acceleration. 3 receivers to the right. Lone back in the backfield with a wing on the right side of the formation, and they'll give it to Phillips. This time he's stacked up at the line of scrimmage. He's going to go nowhere as Leo pushes the pile the other direction. Nice job of standing their ground in the trenches for the Leo defensive front. Of course, it's led by Isaiah Kuhlman, Cooper Olson, Gus Stuckey. Some of the names we'll see up front. It is a half-yard loss, so it's 3rd down and 7 now facing East Noble at the Leo 48.
Yeah, this is where Leo needs to get off the field and force a punt here. Got a feeling if it's close, they may go for it on 4th.
2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, a wing to the right, and a back on the left shoulder of Biddle. And again, the read option, the throw over the middle, and it's off the hands of Alexander Scott on a slant. Just a tad bit in front of him, a catchable football that Scott couldn't handle it. It's kind of funny seeing that play because they ran it pregame, and I happened to catch it when the first team offense was running that exact play, and the same exact thing happened. A ball that was kind of high on the inside of Scott, and he just got his fingers on it but didn't bring it in.
Yeah, those type of throws, you got to stick it closer into the framework.
4th and 7 at the Leo 48, and East Noble sends out the punt unit, which includes Riley Biddle, their punter. And Biddle's kick away, a low wobbly kick, bounces at the 19, but takes a big Leo roll. And this is going to go deep into Leo's end, rolls dead near the 5-yard line. It's a nice punt if you can get that bounce out of it. Keep it away from the return man and let it roll all the way down to the 5. That's where Leo sends their offense out on the field for the first time. A scoreless game, first quarter, with 9:01 on the clock. Leo's offense led by senior quarterback Titus Stoller, 5'9", 185-pounder. He's been completing 65% of his passes. He's been pretty effective as a thrower, but he has a dominant running back in Nate Foster, a 5'7", 180-pound senior. And Foster will get the carry. Not much there. Can't get away on the left side of the line, and he goes down after gaining maybe a yard to the 6. They'll say no gain. So it's going to be 2nd down and 10, just shy of the 6-yard line.
I was talking to Dean Dorfler, the offensive line coach for Leo, and my former coach at Northrop. He said he was really looking forward to this matchup up front. He feels this is the best line that he's had at Leo in quite some time.
2nd down, 10 from their own 6-yard line. Shotgun for Stoller. He stands just outside the end zone. He's going to be a quarterback keeper. He's going to run it to the right and has the ball knocked away. A chop on the football by Austin Phillips knocks it away, and it's recovered by the Knights inside the 10. A huge turnover. And Austin Phillips, the freshman linebacker running back, just gave it a karate chop and knocked it away from Stoller. And the fumble gives East Noble the ball. 1st and goal at the 8.
He's got great closing speed because there was a lane there, and he just was effective enough and closed it. And like you said, he made the tackle but stripped at the same time, causing Stoller to lose control, and a big turnover for East Noble.
East Noble trying to take advantage of the Leo turnover in this scoreless game with 8:15 remaining in the first quarter. Ball is on the left hash, trip receivers to the right. Single back in the backfield is Austin Phillips. Phillips is going, nope, they'll give it to him. And then Phillips pounds his way inside the 5, falling forward to the 3, a 5-yard gain on the 1st and goal. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 3-yard line for the Knights.
It'll be interesting to see how many carries that Phillips gets, especially playing both ways, and do they give him a breather here and there?
Same formation with 3 receivers to the wide side right, ball on the left hash, shotgun, and the give. Phillips trying to bounce it wide to the left, gets the edge, and he's in. Touchdown, Austin Phillips. He forced the turnover, and he scores the points. And the East Noble Knights strike first with 7:43 remaining in quarter number 1.
Just a little outside zone concept there. And, of course, his big body, he did a great job of just busting it outside and found the pylon.
On to try the extra point for East Noble is Evan Sells, who's 12 for 13 so far in extra point tries. The set is down, the kick is up, and the kick is true. That adds the extra point, and it's a 7-0 East Noble lead, taking advantage of a Leo turnover from deep in their own end. 7:43 remains here in quarter number 1 on the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
We return to the action on the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
A 3-yard touchdown run by freshman Austin Phillips. His 4th touchdown of the year has East Noble in front 7-0 with 7:43 to play in the first quarter. A drive that consumed all of 8 yards after Leo fumbled from inside their own 10-yard line.
Just what Leo did not need to happen against this talented East Noble team.
Here's the kick. Sells boots it. It's a very short kick hanging in the air. It's caught at the 16. Across the 20, the 25. Now bringing it all the way left to right across the field to the 40 and tackled at the 45-yard line. A solid return by Aaron Perlick. He is a freshman. So, I guess tonight's the night for freshmen.
Yeah, and I tell you, he did a nice job of just finding the daylight and running to it. Fortunately for East Noble, Alexander Scott did a nice job of staying in his lane and making that tackle.
So the Lions start 1st and 10 from their own 44-yard line. Leo showing blitz. So Stoller takes a quick break, looks at the wristband, which has the plays on it. 2 receivers split each side. Stoller's dropping, and he's going to lay it up down the right sideline. One-on-one coverage and a dive incomplete. Landon Kinchy tried to make a one-handed catch, but I think East Noble was holding on to the left arm, which is why he only had one hand free to try to catch it, because there's a flag on the play at the 25 where he attempted to make that sideline catch. And I think that's going to be pass interference against East Noble. And they will march that off and give the Leo Lions a first down. So Leo makes a mistake, and now East Noble makes one. Can Leo take advantage of the Knights' mistake on the pass interference call?
Well, Coach Sturt's not too happy with that call, but anyway, it was a great call, first down to go right at him. Got the one-on-one and the penalty.
They moved the ball to the 41-yard line of East Noble. 1st and 10 for Leo. Stoller, the senior quarterback, from the right hash in the gun. He'll move Foster to his right shoulder. 2 receivers split each side. And the snap and the give to Foster. Foster, nice little hole initially at the line of scrimmage. Then he'll get hit as he gets to the 35 after picking up 6.
Gain 6, 2nd and 4.
Just their little trap play that they like to run. It was a nice run, executed well.
2nd down and 4. Lions line up quickly. Ball at the 35 of East Noble. Leo down 7-0. Trying to think that this might be the first time Leo's been behind in a football game all year. Shotgun snap, dropping Stoller. He's going to air it out, going deep. Left sideline, over the top, at the goal line. The catch made over on the far sideline by Luke Tackwell. And well, there was some question whether or not they gave him the end zone when he made the catch and went down. Leo players were looking back, but it is a touchdown, and now an extra point could tie it up.
Yeah, it was a great throw by Stoller.
Leo Zink rushes onto the field. He's going to try the extra point. The snap, the set, the kick to tie it. It's low. Might have been partially blocked, but it got over the crossbar and is good. Well, style points on the extra points favors East Noble, but it doesn't matter. On the scoreboard, we are now tied 7-7 with 6:47 still to play in a wild first quarter so far. This is the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
We return to the action on the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
What a great response by the Leo Lions. And we've got a sideline warning by the official over here as Alex Stewart is still barking in the ear of the near official. And that official finally got tired of it, threw the flag, and just gave a sideline warning to East Noble.
Well, he didn't like the defensive pass interference called on the first play. And then on the throw, Nate Foster really ran over by Austin Phillips, and they thought there should have been a holding call.
So the ball on the tee, and big Isaiah Kuhlman kicks it. A low liner by a straight-on kick. One hopped at the 10. Here comes Alex Phillips. He'll cross the 30 and take the pile to the 35-yard line, almost to the 36. It's a nice 26-yard return on that kick by Alex Phillips, the older brother of Austin Phillips, the freshman running back. So East Noble, Tag, you're it.
Yeah.
After back-to-back scores.
Back-to-back two-play scores.
Yeah. Leo had a little bit farther to go, but they did get the benefit of that pass interference call.
Well, yeah. And, you know, it's just good when you have this type of rivalry to see that, because it just turns it up a little bit more.
Well, they played a 35-29 game a year ago, and now he got a false start at the line of scrimmage called on East Noble. And that's by the official that just threw the flag against Alex Stewart, the East Noble coach, on the previous kickoff. So sometimes I think coaches can get a little fired up for these games.
Oh, yeah.
You know, a little extra adrenaline.
Absolutely.
Things will settle down for not only the players but the coaches as we move through this one. Tied up 7-7, 6:40 on the clock. First and 15. Drop back in the pocket. Biddle with time. Lobs it deep over the middle. Got a man over the top, and it's caught by Alexander Scott. The 20, the 10, the 5. Touchdown. Who needs 2 plays on a scoring drive? We'll take one. East Noble with a 36-yard?
Was that the 36?
64-yard touchdown pass over the top from Riley Biddle, laid out perfectly for Alexander Scott, and just like that, East Noble is back in front.
Well, we did say stick around. Don't turn the dial, because you're going to miss a touchdown.
I think they're making up for our last couple of weeks, Griff.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a low snap, but a good job handling it by the holder. Not only did he trap it against the turf in front of him, but he pulled it back and got it set just before the ball was kicked. And I believe that is Gabriel Krantz, who was the holder on that play. 14-7. It is now East Noble with the lead over the Leo Lions on the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
We return to the action on the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Well, both teams have scored going over the top of the secondary on deep pass plays. For Leo, it was a sideline fly pattern, and for East Noble, a deep post. We've got a 14-7 East Noble lead, and now the Knights kick off. High hanging kick at the 15. It's taken near sideline. He'll take it toward the hash marks, cut up the hash marks across the 30, and spin his way out to the 35-yard line. Nice return by Paul Woods, the junior backup running back. And Leo sends their offense out. We've had 2 two-play drives. And now on the last possession, a 1-play scoring drive, and we've been corrected. It is a 69-yard scoring play. with Riley Biddle completing the pass to Alexander Scott over the top of the defense. 1st and 10 for Leo. Stoller in the gun. Knights show blitz. They stack the line of scrimmage. Here they come, and Foster beats the blitz, gets through the hole, and crosses the 40 out to the 43. 8 yards by Foster, and if you're going to blitz the gap with your linebackers, you better pick the right holes, because Foster almost broke that one.
Yeah, and that's what I said in the pregame about being gap sound. You got to make sure you're staying in your gaps, because he will expose it. He's going to find a gap that's left wide open.
Foster, a 5'7", 180-pound senior running back, has rushed for 720 yards on the season through the first 4 games. Shotgun, and they'll fake it to Foster, a keep for Stoller. He's got the first down, spins across the 50, and falls forward to the Knights' 48-yard line. First down, Leo.
Nice little kind of a quarterback read trap on that one, where Nate Foster was mostly the decoy, and Stoller just picked it up and went for a nice gain there to get the first down.
From the 48, 1st and 10. And it's a handoff to Foster. He cuts it back, breaks away from a tackle at the 45, and he's all the way inside the 40 to the 39. A 9-yard gain that time by Nate Foster.
Yeah, another nice cut there. I'd like to see him get it more vertical, because sometimes he likes to get out and try to get it to the outside so much. But another nice pickup there, 9-yarder.
2nd down and short. Do they try to go over the top again? East Noble does not play their defense far off the line of scrimmage, and they will give to Foster. Foster has first down yardage, follows the left side of the line. A nice hole to free him up all the way to the 31.
Yeah, it was a big hole on their inside zone, and this is the type of game that Leo needs to play. They don't need to try to get in a shootout with East Noble. Use the clock, mix the run and pass, and move it like they're doing it here, because they do have an advantage up front.
Running behind Darian Treese, 6'2", 255 senior, and Hayden Roberts, 6'2", 225 senior on the left side of that of that Leo offensive line. 4 wide receivers, 2 each side, with Foster, the running back, on the left shoulder of Stoller in the gun. And it'll be an option to the left. There's the pitch to Foster. Foster has room. He got a nice block by the wide receiver. He's inside the 15 and falls forward to the 12-yard line. A 19-yard gain by Foster. Well executed quarterback option. That's the old style option with the run pitch option for the quarterback.
Yeah, they ran a speed option. That's a great call against that front. And like they said, they had a hat for a hat and well executed.
4:03. Clock runs, first quarter. 14-7 East Noble. Leo now in the red zone. And they'll fake it to Foster. A keep for Stoller. Stoller with a nice cut through the hole, and he'll fall forward to the 6. That's 6 yards on that carry by quarterback Titus Stoller.
Yeah, good rhythm drive here, mixing and matching here and keeping East Noble guessing.
From the 6, it is 2nd down and 4. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Foster, the back in the backfield. He'll line up to the right side of Stoller with the ball position on the left hash. Stoller sends a man in motion, and they'll give it to him. It's a sweep to the right, and he'll turn the edge and take it maybe for a yard. It's very close to the line of scrimmage. Never got really a good hole. He couldn't get wide, and when he cut it up, he ran into a gap filler on that East Noble defense.
It's hard to run that type of play with an overhang there, and that's what East Noble had, and it's just a very tough block for a tackle to make, and like he did there, he just stretched it out, and they made the play for basically no gain to almost a 1-yard loss.
Tackwell lines up wide to the right. Kinchy lines up wide, or Tackwell wide to the left. Here's the give to Foster. Foster stacked up at the line of scrimmage. He's getting pushed backwards. It'll be a short gain just inside the 5 to the 4-yard line, but it will bring up a 4th down and 2 for Leo. They're down 14-7 to East Noble, and no signs of a field goal unit. They are lining up to go for it on 4th down and 2 from the 4.
They They got those two backers up in the A gap here. So this is going to be an interesting call by Jason Dorfler. Does he go back to the speed option, or does he try to run it up inside with their little trap play?
Well, they lined up, they looked at the defense, and then they looked back to their sideline, and eventually Jason Dorfler decides to take the timeout. So we've got a break in the action with a big 4th down coming up for the Leo Lions. They are at the East Noble 4, facing a 4th down and 2 with 1:57 on the clock here in the first quarter. East Noble leads at 14-7 over Leo on the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
We return to the action on the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
14-7, East Noble, a 7-point lead, but Leo facing 4th down and 2 at the East Noble 4, and they go with a power I formation and 2 tight ends. Under center, Stoller, and he'll give it the tailback. Foster is going to bounce it wide, but he's wrapped up from behind and thrown down, and it's the freshman Austin Phillips once again making a big-time play on 4th down. And a defensive stop will turn it over on downs. East Noble takes over.
Huge play made by the freshman there as Leo tried to balance him up with the 2 tight end set, brought in an extra blocker, but that sometimes brings in the extra defender. And Austin Phillips got through and made the tackle for about a 4 or 5 yard loss.
Looked like they tried to show something that made East Noble bunch their defense toward the interior and then let Foster sprint it to the corner, but Foster never could get it going with Phillips chasing him from behind, and so he's taken down. A loss on the play, so it actually is 1st and 10 for East Noble near the 7-yard line. From the left hash, shotgun and a handoff to the running back, and it's Austin Phillips. He got a good block, and now he bounces his sideline. It's a sprint across the 40, 45, 50s ahead of the field. Austin Phillips, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. 92, maybe even 93 yards for Austin Phillips, the freshman, doing it all for the Knights, and they lead it 20-7.
Yeah, East Noble just ran their counter scheme. Great job by Phillips finding it, getting behind his guard and tackle. And once he is a phenomenal football player.
Makes the 4th down stop to get them the football, and then they give it to him on the very first play offensively, and he goes 93 yards for a touchdown. His 2nd of the game. Here's the extra point. It's up and good, and we've got a 21-7 score with still 1:38 to go in the first quarter. 4 offensive plays for East Noble, 3 touchdowns. That's efficiency. We'll come back on the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
We return to the action on the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Leo was in a 4th down and 2 situation at the 4-yard line, looking to get the game tied. They fail, and on the first play from scrimmage, East Noble scores, and all of a sudden we've got a 21-7 shocker here in the first quarter. Here's Woods with the return. It's the high hanging kick, and Woods takes it to the middle of the field between the hash marks, crosses the 30 down at the 33-yard line. That's where Leo will start this drive. Starting position doesn't matter for East Noble. They have had a 69-yard touchdown pass and a 93-yard touchdown run, leading at 21-7 with 1:32 on the clock.
Yeah, and you just hate to see those type of big plays that result in a touchdown, because in the retrospect, it's a cheap score, and that play down there ended up being a 14-point turnaround.
3 receivers to the wide side left, 1 receiver to the right. Foster in the backfield. Foster gets the ball. He spins away from one, but can't get away from the rest of the East Noble Knights, who converge and take it down for no gain. The hole was closed over on the left side of that line. Foster tried to spin it to the right, but ran right into a host of East Noble tacklers. And so it is second down and 10 after no pickup on that first down run. Ball still at the 33-yard line.
Yeah, the big thing for Leo right here is, again, come back and try to get a good drive going. Don't panic, even though you're down 21-7.
Ball on the right hash. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Shotgun for Titus Stoller. And again, he will give it to Foster. And again, they're all over him. Winning the battle at the line of scrimmage. Hayden Getz, a 6'1", 225-pound junior defensive tackle, was in the backfield to make the play and take down Foster for no gain on a second consecutive play.
Yeah, they've done a good job here just starting to, plug up that middle. And in this series, they just haven't had anywhere to go and run the ball with Nathan. But, now you got to think about kicking it out to the outside.
Now you do have Alexander Scott deep in the secondary, playing over the top. They'll throw, and in the seam, it is caught by Tackwell. He will cross the 50 for a first down. What a pass by Stoller, finding a soft spot in the coverage, and it is a first down completion, good for 17 yards, and that is going to end our first quarter of play. And the officials won't have far to go to reset the football, because the ball is right on the 50. So we'll take a break with a 21-7 East Noble lead over the Leo Lions after one quarter. This is high school football presented by Midwest Box Breaks on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
We return to the action on the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Second quarter underway with East Noble leading at 21-7. A rollout to the right and into the backfield, making now a quarterback sack is Austin Phillips. Boy, this guy is going to cause a lot of NEA coaches sleepless nights over the next 3 years. He is just a freshman. So the sack takes it all the way back to the 42. It's a loss of 8. Second down and 18 from the right hash. 2 receivers each side. Again, a roll to the right. Look to throw. Sideline pass, and it's off the hands of Hinchy, the wide receiver, at about the East Noble 48. Tried to get half the distance there, and Hinchy just couldn't make the catch cleanly. And that's second pass so far for Stoller that's gone. Well, I guess the first one for Stoller. We had one for East Noble that went off the hands of the receiver.
Yeah, that was definitely a catchable football.
So third down and 18. Lions already down by 14 points. Shotgun, and they'll give it to Foster. Foster stumbles as he goes through the hole. He goes to the turf. The ball comes free, but they say he's down. That's the right call. He had a knee definitely touching. And it's at the 48 of Leo, 2 yards shy of the original line of scrimmage. So now it is fourth down and 12, and Leo has no choice but to punt the football to this potent East Noble offense.
Yeah, that was just a field position call there, so they can try to pin him down here.
Alexander Scott goes back deep. He stands at his 10. It's worth mentioning that the regular punter for Leo, Kellen Holbert, is out tonight. There's a low line drive kick. Skips at the 15, inside the 5, still rolling, and it makes it to the end zone. It'll be a touchback on a 52-yard boot. It's a good kick by Dahl, who's doing the punting chores with the absence of Kellen Holbert. Holbert, Lions were hoping would be able to play, but he is dealing with a head injury, and Coach Dorfler said you just can't take chances with that type of thing, and so Holbert is out tonight. He's not only a receiver for the Lions offensively, but also does their punting. So here comes East Noble leading at 21-7. We're early in the second quarter. Riley Biddle will set up in the gun. Single back in the backfield. And it will be a give to the running back. And that just pushing the pile forward all the way out to the 25. And I want to see if that's still Phillips. Somewhere they've got to give the kid a break. And they do. It's not, I didn't think that looked like Phillips.
No,
that's Lucas Nineman.
Yeah.
A 5'9", 170-pound sophomore. Phillips gets a chance to catch his breath for a moment. Second down, 5 to go from the 25. Again, the handoff. That time met in the backfield as Leo stood him up at the line of scrimmage. And it will be a loss of a yard back to the 24. Bring up a third down, and this Leo defense needs a stop. Phillips will come into the game for the 3rd down and 6 for East Noble.
Yeah, he said, there's 2. I'll get back out there.
Yeah. Keegan Derry makes the run onto the field. He'll take a wide receiver spot lining up in the slot to the right. And Phillips is going to line up wide to the left. They'll empty the backfield and go with 5 wide. Shotgun on this 3rd down and 6 from the 24. Dropping, looking, pump fake, and a fire. Almost picked off. Leo jumped the route on that pass all the way across the field from the right hash over to the numbers on the left side, and that almost was a pick 6. Leo had it in their hands, dropped it. If he would have held on, I think he had 6 for sure on that play.
Yeah, that was a good read out there by Leo, and really Riley just tried to force a throw, a long throw at that, and almost paid the price for it.
Well, the tough thing is when you make the pump fake and then you throw it where you pumped it.
Yeah.
You already got the defense heading that direction. So it's punt formation. For the first time, Riley Biddle will boot it away, and here's the kick. A hanging punt. Foster signals fair catch, and he has to dive to make the catch. Kind of dangerous, but he does catch it at his own 43. So that will be a 33-yard kick with no return, and Leo good field position, down 21-7. And remember, Leo did defer on the opening coin toss. I would think at this point they get it to within 1 score. They have to feel good about where they're at heading into the second half.
Well, their defense got a big 3 and out there in that last series, which was huge, and they got great field position to start this drive.
9:06 remaining, quarter number 2, 21-7. East Noble the lead. Leo with the offense on the field from the left hash. 3 receivers to the right. Play action. Stoller throws, and again he throws to that soft spot in the coverage, and it's dropped.
Wow.
Had a receiver on that curl, Kinchy, with his second drop. Would have had the first down. He was 11 yards downfield and curled in to a spot that apparently Leo has identified. They've completed it once, but that time Kinchy dropped it. 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, East Noble's playing a cover 3 deep, which is really soft, and a good route to run there is that curl with the flat. And they were trying to pick on that flat defender, and they've done it twice, but they've dropped that second one.
From their own 43, 2nd down and 10 for Leo. Stoller gives to Foster. Runs behind the right side of the line. Met at the 45 after a gain of just a couple. Good form tackle that time for East Noble.
Yeah, that's a big 3rd and 7 here for East Noble to try to get the ball back.
Looked like it was Landon Mills, the defensive tackle, shot the gap and tackled Foster for a short gain. They give him 3 to the 46, but it is 3rd down and 7. Leo down 21-7 from their own 46-yard line. Ball centered between the hash marks. 3 receivers to the right, a quarterback keeper, and Stoller met at the line of scrimmage, tripped up, and he did get back to the line of scrimmage. It's no gain, and so it's 4th and 7, and once again, Jason Dorfler sends the punting unit onto the field. I'm sure on that play they'd have liked to have seen 5 or 6 yards to give themselves a 4th down option.
Right. And I would have thought maybe they would try to come back and throw it there, but trying to play field position here, I guess.
The snap and the punt, it is away. End over end, bouncing at the 20. takes a Leo bounce, goes inside the 15, and then rolls dead at the 14-yard line. Well, that's an effective punt. You eliminate the return, and you pin them inside their own 20-yard line. They have to start at the 14 with 7:31 still remaining here in the second quarter. 21-7. East Noble with the lead, and now with the football.
Yeah, it was another good field position flop, I guess you could say it, because they forced East Noble now to have to drive it again, the full field, if they want to score. Now, this is where Leo's cannot give up the big play that they have in this ball game.
Riley Biddle, experienced quarterback, the unquestioned leader of this East Noble team. He lines up from left hash, 1st and 10 at his own 14-yard line. Play action, dropping in the pocket, throwing it deep over the top. It's got a man back there, but it's knocked away. The safety had better position than the wide receiver. Really good coverage deep down the field by Tanner Mickelson. He read that all the way. As soon as he saw the play action, he backpedaled, and there was nowhere to complete it.
Well, they learned from that first time Scott got down the side. He'll get the interception.
So it's 2nd down and 10. Again at the 14-yard line for the Knights. And a bad snap. It's on the ground, and Biddle somehow was able to grab it. It deflected off the running back Phillips over to Biddle, who jumped on it just in time as Leo got there. And it will be a loss on the bad snap back to the 6.
Yeah, I think it just rolled on the ground from the way it looked here. But, you know, again, a nice break for Leo. Now if they can get them into a position where they can pick up another 10 yards of field position here, you know, they've got themselves set up to get the ball in scoring opportunity.
It's like trying to hit the 4-10 split. Little bowling by the center that time. There's a good snap. Drop in the pocket. Biddle's going to look to throw from his end zone. Steps up in the pocket. Finds Alexander Scott on the near sideline. He breaks away from a tackle. He's going to have a first down across the 30 and stumbles down at about the 35. A missed tackle.
That just can't happen.
And it would have been short of the first down, but the missed tackle by Foster Swaney allowed Alexander Scott to get the extra yards he needed to move the sticks. So they got it out to the 36 where it is 1st and 10.
That's a killer. 3rd and 18 and get a first down.
Play action. Dump off in the middle. Ball's caught at the 43 by Alex Phillips. Then he'll take it across the 45 to the 46, a 10-yard gain.
Yeah,
and that should be a first down.
That's another first down for him as well. And, you know, that's just a huge killer for Leo. You get him in behind the sticks. It's 3rd and 18. Just keep him in front of you, and the kid doesn't keep him inside of him, and it gets him in the outside, and Biddle makes a nice throw. And Scott makes the catch and makes a good run, gets the first down. So.
Yeah, it's okay if he catches it as long as you come up with the clean tackle. And that time he gave him leverage to the outside and missed the tackle.
Yeah, it's just a killer.
1st and 10 from the 46. Ball near the middle of the field and a shotgun with a give to the running back. Here comes Austin Phillips. Cuts it up inside the tight end block and crosses the 50 to the Leo 49. That's a 5-yard gain for the freshman who's had a big first half here.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. He's raw in his ability, and they're going to have a fine football player because I can just imagine how good this kid's going to be, not just as a sophomore, but junior and senior year. Holy smokes.
I tell you what, I don't care what Division I program you have. This kid is near the top of my list. Here's a pitch on a sweep. They give it to to Alex Phillips. He tries to take it left. Can't get the edge, so he gets taken down for a short gain, if a gain at all. And there is a flag on the play, and that's a play that stretches all the way across the field, so you might assume that this is going to be a hold against East Noble.
Yeah, I think they're going to get the left guard.
It is a holding penalty. Haven't had a lot of penalties in this one, but the couple that were called in the first quarter were both seemingly controversial.
Yeah, those were controversial. And, we really haven't had a lot all year. It's been pretty clean, in the penalty department. of all the games that we've had. That's, that's kind of a unique thing, and some goes to the coaches teaching good technique and not getting caught.
East Noble now behind the sticks. This is big for Leo. Try to get the stop here. It's second down and 17 to go. They'll throw near side. The catch is made by Scott. He turns to the sideline. That time Mickelson will run him out at midfield. Yeah. So they cut a lot of that distance off and have a manageable third down at the Leo. Well, it's right at the 50. So it's going to be third down, and we'll call it 6 for East Noble.
Yeah, and again, you could say it was way too much cushion there, too.
Ball on the right hash, 2 receivers split each side. Austin Phillips, the lone running back, on the right shoulder of Biddle. Now Biddle takes a break, looks to the sideline to see if they want to change the play now that they've seen the defensive structure. Play signaled in. It's a drop back for Biddle. He's looking. He's going over the top far sideline. Got a man, and it's caught. Touchdown. I believe it is Jack Slater, the wideout, on just a streak down the sideline, and a perfect throw in stride from Biddle, just laying it out there on the sideline and letting him run to it. And another big touchdown play, a 50-yard connection between Riley Biddle and Jack Slater, 5'9", 155-pound junior, with his first touchdown of the year. The snap, the kick, and partially blocked, but it leaks its way over the crossbar, and it is a 28-7 East Noble lead over the Leo Lions with 4:38 remaining here in the first half. It's the Midwest Box Breaks high school football game of the week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Now back to the Midwest Box Breaks high school football game of the week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Leo is down to East Noble 28-7 here in the second quarter with 4:38 still left on the clock, and it has been an impressive showing by the Knights after DeKalb almost had them on the ropes last week.
Yeah.
Down to the last minute with East Noble trailing, and the Knights had to go and score on the final play of the game to win that one. But they have shown some explosive big play offense tonight. The freshman Austin Phillips has put on a show here in the first half with a couple of touchdowns. And now East Noble set to kick it off to Leo. Evan Sells has it on the tee at the 40, waiting for the signal from the referee. And Leo changing the alignment on their return unit. And the clock goes to 0. They have to take a timeout on the kickoff. I
don't understand, because did the official ever put the ball in play?
Kind of an odd sequence. You don't see a timeout burned on a kickoff because of a play clock getting down to 0.
Yeah, I'm not even sure the ball was in play technically, because I never saw the official give the clearance to kick.
And usually there's the whistle and the signal to...
But I don't know why the play clock was running at that point either. I would have thought they would have had to put the ball in play first, but...
So a timeout is taken. A 28-7 East Noble lead over the Leo Lions. This is a battle of two top 5 ranked teams in the state. Leo at number 5 and East Noble at number 3. But I think the Knights might be trying to make a statement that 3 isn't giving them their fair credit. Yeah,
well, again, Leo just... the big play. I mean, that's the killer in this ball game right now, is that East Noble has gotten huge plays from Biddle twice and Phillips on the other hand, and man, it's just hurt them.
Ball's in play now, and Sells kick heading for the far sideline. It's caught over on the outside edge. And the return up to the 25. Breaking away, Woods. Woods still on his feet, and he's tripped up out near the 40. The last man that could have made a play, Alexander Scott, just caught the shoestrings of Paul Woods, or Woods may have taken it all the way to the house. What a play by Scott to lay out and catch the foot of the return man. And, he ran right into a big cluster.
Yeah, it looked like a rugby scrum.
And then somehow just broke out of that pile, headed for the sideline, and it looked like the sprint was on. And Scott came out of nowhere and made the play. So it's 1st and 10 for Leo at the 41-yard line. They'll put 3 receivers left, 1 receiver to the right, single back, right shoulder of Stoller, man in motion across, left to right, and the give to Foster. He's going to bounce it left, and he's not going to get the edge.
Guess who?
Austin Phillips takes the edge away and makes the tackle for a 1-yard loss.
The kid football instinct-wise is pretty darn good, and he does play, defensively with a good instinct, just like was able to read the play, get over the top, and stop Foster for a yard loss.
Well, so far Phillips defensively has had a quarterback sack. He made a tackle on a 4th down play.
A fumble
to get a stop. He had a strip fumble. Yeah, he's done it all. Plus scored a couple of touchdowns offensively.
Yeah, 193-yarder.
2nd down and 11. Roll out to the right for Stoller. Looking to throw. Here comes pressure. He gets rid of it. Far sideline. Jump ball, and it's knocked away. And they're going to call pass interference, and that's going to bring the ire of the East Noble faithful here on the near sideline. The ball just was hung up as basically a jump ball. Just throw it up. Had man-to-man. Kinchy kind of boxed out the defender, and the defender from behind went up over the top to knock it away. And they are going to call it pass interference, and that's going to come with an automatic 1st down.
I thought that one was a little bit more of a pass interference than the first one that got Alex Stewart in an uproar, because that one there looked more of a hold because of, like you said, being underthrown.
From the East Noble 45, Foster again is going to try to take it all the way far sideline, stretched out, and eventually can't turn it up field. He gets chased out after only a 1-yard gain, and he ran about 20 yards across the field to get 1 yard officially. 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, that plays right into East Noble's defensive hands. They need to get back to hitting vertical run plays if they're going to run the football like they did with Stoller a couple times where they faked the ball to Foster.
Down to 3:23 left in the first half. Leo with the ball at the East Noble 44, 2nd down and 9. East Noble creeping up to the line of scrimmage, kind of showing a little bit of a blitz. Then they back off, but Jason Dorfler doesn't trust it. He's going to take a timeout and try to decide what to do here. So a 2nd timeout called by Leo here in the first half with 3:23 still remaining before halftime. All East Noble here in Kendallville. They lead it over Leo 28-7 on the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Do you remember the good old days as a kid when you were sitting at home, eagerly tearing open a pack of sports trading cards? Oh, the anticipation builds as you uncover rare rookie cards, autographed gems, and limited edition memorabilia. Well, not much has changed. Card collecting and trading is just as exciting as ever. Experience the thrill of opening a treasure trove of sports trading cards at Midwest Box Breaks, your ultimate destination for all things card-related. At Midwest Box Breaks is based right here in Fort Wayne. Midwest Box Breaks. Value the customer. Respect the hobby. Midwest Box Breaks.
We return to the action on the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
2nd down and 9 for Leo. We've got 3:23 remaining in the first half. 28-7 East Noble leads. Leo drops back. Stoller fires over the middle, and Kinchy on a post route couldn't reach it. It was too far in front of him. Down at the 20-yard line. And so it will be 3rd down and 9. Coming up at the half, we're going to give you a recap here at the stadium, and then we'll send it to the studio. Scores from the Summit Athletic Conference, the NE8, ACAC, and the Northeast Corner Conference. Let's go, Blue! With Daisy Gray and our halftime scoreboard presented by H&K Chevrolet of New Haven. So 3rd down and 9. Leo checks the sideline. Stoller in the gun. Foster the back. 2 split each side. And they'll give it to Foster. Nice haul up the middle for Foster. He pulls out of a tackle at the 35 and falls to the 30. Picks up 14 yards, and that is a 1st down for Leo. That's the way they've got to run it with Foster. Quick hits right up the middle.
Get up the middle, go north and south like they've done for the better part of the game in that first quarter.
Clock ticks down to 3 minutes left. Leo lines up quickly, 1st and 10 at East Noble 30. Drop back Stoller. He's going to pump fake deep. Nobody there. Now he rolls to the right. Here comes pressure, and they finally chase him out of bounds. And almost a late hit. That time Phillips got to him just as he crossed into the white paint, gave him a shove, but no flag. It's a loss of 3 on the play, and maybe with Phillips' shove, he might get credit for another sack.
Yeah, and like you said, it was push there, but again, big play by him to put him behind the chains.
2nd down, 13, ball at the 33. Clock stopped with 2:53 left, 2nd quarter, 28-7, East Noble leads. Leo with the ball, drop back Stoller, looks to the right, and on the snap, we've got flags and whistles.
Delay of game.
And a delay of game called on the Leo Lions, so they'll march back 5 more. And that will put it back at the 38-yard line, where it will be 2nd down and 18.
Yeah, you know, they're trying to get a look at the defense and then call the play, and sometimes you get behind the clock on that, and that's exactly what happened there, and pick up a delay, so now it's 2nd and 18.
Ball on the right hash at the East Noble 38 for Leo. 2nd down, 18 to go. There's the snap and the give. Up the middle, Foster again. He gets through a hole and then finally brought down at the 30-yard line after gaining 8, getting back to the original line of scrimmage. It will bring up a 3rd down and 10 in what is undoubtedly 4-down territory for the Leo Lions.
Yeah, like you said, if they can get a score here and get the ball back in the second half, which they will, it makes it a lot more obtainable of getting back in this ball game.
3rd down 10 from the 30. Ball centered between the hash marks, balanced formation with 2 split each side. Here comes the blitz. Leo picks it up. They'll lob it near sideline. Techwell at the 5.
Oh, what a catch.
And he makes the catch, falling out of bounds inside the 5 at the 3. There is a flag, and it could be offensive interference.
Yeah.
Techwell might have pushed off. The flag out at the 12, and it looked like it was one-on-one, and Tackwell with the ball in the air may have given a little push to the defender to clear space and go make the catch. And now we wait for the official ruling. I mean, if it's... Oh, they call it on the defense. Now, the question is, was there a grab and Tackwell then pushed off?
Yeah, I didn't see enough of it to say that there was a pass interference either way, but like you said, I did see that little push by Tackwell.
But still, one heck of a place.
Oh, man.
One heck of a catch by Tackwell. Luke Tackwell's a 6'2", 185-pound senior. Created just a little bit of space just inside the sideline and had to really reach just to catch it with his fingertips. So it is 1st and goal. And they go with the reverse. Here's the pitch play to the right. Leo can't get the edge. And then the ball knocked away. And it's a fumble. And East Noble will recover it. Leo tried to go with a little trickery and pitched it to Sam Miller, a freshman, taking it on a reverse pitch. And as he turned the edge over on the far side, he got hit and the ball came free, and East Noble recovers it. Another huge turnover. Leo had one pinned deep in their own end, and now they have one in the red zone.
Yeah, that one I thought for sure that maybe he had been down because he fell on his back, and that's when the ball popped loose. Now, again, if putting a freshman in that position down there, I don't know if I like that. It was just going to be a tough play to run a reverse there, clear across the field. East Noble had too much time to regroup, and they did.
So East Noble has a minute 57, but they start at their own 11-yard line. And they'll just give it to Phillips. But Phillips broke one for 93 yards earlier, so don't assume they're just conceding here. That no gain on first down with the carry by Austin Phillips. Second down and 10 with the ball at the 11.
Yeah, I tell you, Leo's just made a lot of mistakes tonight, from giving up big plays to turnovers. It's just not been a clean first half.
Lined up in the gun. Here is Biddle dropping back, and he is going to look to throw. Now he'll tuck it and run, and he'll work his way across the line of scrimmage to avoid an official sack, but not much more. At the 12, he goes down after a 1 or 2 yard gain. It's going to be third down and 8 for East Noble, and the clock is running with just over a minute left.
I thought maybe Coach Dorfler would have used a timeout there, but they only have one left, so that makes the difference.
Yeah, if there's any time left after this play and they don't get the first, you'll probably see the timeout. Shotgun snap, and on the snap we've got whistles, and an offside is called on Leo. And that will give 5 yards, but not a first down. But it's going to be third and about 3.
Still a killer
for the East Noble Knights.
Yeah, you have them third and long, and now you give them third and short. Now it opens the playbook completely up. Might want to ask that guy if he wants the official to put the flag away.
From the 16-yard line, third down, 3 to go. And a drop back. Biddle looks to the near side, throws, and a good timing route caught by Scott at the 30, and he works his way out of bounds. They have actually given up a yard or two when he curled back.
Great throw.
But it does stop the clock with 20 seconds. Well, no, they'll say that the clock's not stopped. He was tackled in the field of play before he got out of bounds. And again, Alex Stewart questions that. But it forces him to use one of his remaining timeouts with 20 seconds left before halftime.
Well, you can bet that he's going to try his darndest to get some type of score here. I don't think he's just going to take a knee here. I could be wrong. They've been aggressive all night. They've come out aggressive in that regard, and that's how they play the game. And I don't see this offense letting up.
Well, the Alex combination at wideout, pretty explosive between Alexander Scott, who we just saw make that catch, and Alex Phillips, who leads East Noble with 22 receptions coming into the night.
You can see the experience of this East Noble team with these kids that have played together for a long time, and that continuity, just like there, Biddle having confidence, knowing where he was going to come out of his break, and that ball was in the air before that even happened. So that's a great throw and a great catch.
In Alex Stewart's first year, he took this East Noble Knights team to a state championship game. They fell short, but they're looking to make it a return trip, and so far they have been impressive here in the first half. Biddle will drop back in the pocket, look to throw, fires over the middle, and it's picked off by Woods. Leo with the interception. Paul Woods, the return to the 30. They've got 11 seconds at the East Noble 30, and that's just a bad throw. Cross your body, throwing it back against the grain to the middle of the field, and Paul Woods, reading the quarterback's eyes, made a smart play in the secondary to come up with the interception.
Yeah, he's got a nose for the football. He's made several nice plays tonight. Even returned kicks pretty well.
11 seconds at the 30. From the left hash, drop back. The throw, and it's caught by Kinchy at the 20. He'll turn to the sideline, and he gets out of bounds at the 14-yard line. I thought he was tackled in bounds. Maybe they're stopping it to move the chains.
Well, they got a timeout.
Yep, they took the timeout. And that may have been one where Jason Dorfler said, if we're not out of bounds, we're going to use our timeout, because now there's 3 seconds at the 14-yard line, and Leo takes a timeout. Once again, coming up at the half, we're going to have the Hoopie Insurance halftime report. We'll give you an update here on the fireworks we've seen. No field goals so far. We may have used our season quota of field goals in the last 2 weeks. Well, I say that, and now they're lining up to kick.
Well, that's what I was going to
try to get points and momentum, knowing you've got a chance to get the second half kick. The kicker is Leo Zink, a sophomore. It's his first field goal attempt. He's 12 for 12 coming into the game on PATs. This one will be on the right hash of the 21, making it a 31-yard attempt, and then East Noble's going to try to ice him and use their final timeout.
Yeah, I don't think they were expecting him to come out and try a field goal there, and that's why they wanted to get themselves realigned.
So at the half, we're going to have Griff and I with our first half review. We'll also have a studio scoreboard with Macy Gray. Scores from around the Summit Athletic Conference, the Northeast 8, the ACAC, and the Northeast Corner Conference. Get up to date with what we can find on halftime scores tonight. So a 31-yard field goal try from the right hash for sophomore Leo Zink, trying to make it a 28-10 game. Here's the snap, the set, the kick, a low line drive that never got enough air under it and is no good. And somehow still a second remaining. Well, now the clock goes to 0. So it officially is halftime here at East Noble, and it's all Knights here in the first 24 minutes. 28-7, East Noble leading it over Leo at the break. Well, we'll take a timeout. When we come back here to Kendallville, Griff and I will give you our thoughts on the first half. We'll recap our first half scoring and talk about what to expect in the second half. Plus, our H&K Chevrolet of New Haven halftime scoreboard comes up. It's all part of the Hoopie Insurance halftime report. This is the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. We'll get set to kick it. East Noble, all blue uniforms, white letters, numbers, blue helmets. They're going right to left here in the third, and the kick is away. It's going to be a short kick taken on the run by Woods across the 15, the 20, 25, and still on his feet as he gets hit at the 30 and falls forward to the 31-yard line. So first and 10 for Leo outside their own 30. And like you said, Shannon, it's going to be an important drive led by quarterback Titus Stoller. Nathan Foster in the backfield. Landon Kinchy and Luke Tackwell are the wideouts with a couple of slots. Ball on the left hash, and they'll go ahead and give it to Foster. He's going to bounce it back the other way, reverse the field to the left sideline, has running room, and he takes it for first down yardage down the left sideline outside the 40. Finally knocked out at the 45-yard line, a 14-yard gain by Foster. And that time he reversed it and cut back against the grain of the East Noble defense and got himself a little room on that far sideline.
Yeah, and he did it, and he got north and south as quickly as he can. He's such a quick back. He's got great vision, quick feet, and does a great job.
From their own 45, first and 10 for Leo, trailing 28-7. Ball on the left hash, two split each side, a drop back, and they'll go with a bubble screen caught by Kinchy, and he'll take it for positive yards to the 49. It'll go as a 4-yard gain.
Yeah, a nice little screen play. That's the first one we've seen. I was wondering if they would try to get Foster involved in a little bit of the screen game as well. We'll have to see.
Second down and 6 at their own 49-yard line for Leo. Leo, all white uniforms, purple letters, numbers, purple helmets. They line up at the right hash at the 49-yard line. Trip receivers, wide side to the left, one receiver to the right. Foster in the backfield, and it will be Foster with a carry up the middle. Foster, look at that grind, moving the pile inside the 45. takes it to the East Noble 44. And that is going to be a 7-yard gain and a first down for Leo. Impressive running between the tackles by Foster. Just 5'7", 180, but he showed some leg strength there. That when he got hit, he continued to move the legs and push the pile.
Absolutely. They've been running that zone play back into that left gap, A-gap, and they've had success.
1st and 10, right hash at the 44. And again, the give to Foster. Bounces it off left tackle. Running room. He spins away from one at the 35, now at the 30. Far sideline, 25, 20, and finally chased out of bounds in the red zone at the 19-yard line. Big run for Foster, 25 yards. And that was just vision and the escapability of Nate Foster.
Yeah, they're in the same play. Inside zone to the left. They kind of bottled it up. He broke it to the outside. Found daylight, and again, that was the thing that Alex Stewart was worried about the most, is him getting away from him and gotten a big play.
From the left hash, same formation, 2 split each side, and again, the give to Foster. He pounds right through the hole, but not a lot of running room this time. He'll gain a couple. Take it to about the 17-yard line. 2-yard gain for Foster. 2nd down and 8. Leo trying to score on the first possession of the second half, trailing 28-7. They've got 2nd and 8 at the East Noble 17 from the left hash. Tagwell lines up wide to the left, Kinchy wide to the right. A slot each side with Foster on the right shoulder of Stoller, and they'll run the option, and keeper for Stoller cuts it up off his right tackle and takes it close to the 10. Just outside the 10 at the 11. He's going to be 2 yards shy of the first down. But a nice 6 yards by Stoller that time. He faked the pitch on the quarterback option and then cut it upfield.
Yeah, again, a nice call there by Jason Dorfler, taking advantage of what the defense is giving him, and Stoller making a good decision on the pitch and turning it up. And again, this is the type of drive they need to have.
3rd down and 2 from the 11. Foster switches sides. He's now on the right side of Stoller. And they will give it to Foster. No, they'll keep it. Stoller. Nobody picks him up. Stoller all the way to the end zone. Touchdown from 11 yards out. Titus Stoller fooled everybody. Faked the handoff to Foster and then ran it on a counter right through a seam. Never was touched.
And that's the play they've been complimenting that run with Foster with, and that's what they did in the first half.
28-13, extra point try, and that's blocked. East Noble got in and blocked the extra point. 28-13 with 8:41 left in the third. It's the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Now back to the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Well, setting the tone of the second half, the Leo Lions take it the length of the field on the kickoff to start our second half and make a 28-7 score, 28-13. The extra point was no good, but that's exactly what Leo needed out of that first possession.
Absolutely, and that's now their defense would be really good here. Get the East Noble pin down here and put in a 3-and-out.
Isaiah Kuhlman, one of the bigger kickers in our area, might be officially the biggest. He is 6'2", 275 pounds, defensive and offensive lineman, and a heck of a rugby player. MVP of the rugby team. Here's the kick, and the straight-on kick is skipped across the ground, scooped up the 26, up the numbers across the 35, and then tackled near the 38-yard line. Trying to see who gets up from the bottom of the pile with the football, and that looked like it might have been Nyman. So it is East Noble with their first possession of the second half, leading at 28-13 with 8:36 on the clock here in the third quarter. Riley Biddle, the senior quarterback, team leader. Started last year for a Knights team that made it all the way to the state championship game. They come in tonight 4-0 and ranked number 3 in 4A. In the backfield, Austin Phillips. He's had to take over after Ian Ramey, a junior returning running back, was injured a couple of games ago. Here's a little pitch to the outside wide receiver. It's caught by Scott, and he's got a lot of cushion. He'll run all the way out to the 49-yard line. Gains 11 yards and a first down. That's I don't know if that's an option, an RPO.
Yeah.
They fake the handoff up the middle. The quarterback starts to run and then looks outside to the sideline where Scott was just hanging out wide open.
Yeah, that's the RPO type of game where being a triple option type of deal.
Handoff Phillips immediately to the Leo 46. Making the play for Leo, Reed Stetzer, senior defensive back. It's a gain of 5. It'll be second down and 5 to go for East Noble with the ball on the left hash and trip receivers lining up to the right. Tight end to the left of the formation and a single back is Phillips. He'll go in motion, and then it'll be a quarterback keeper. Biddle with a stiff arm puts down one defender, stays on his feet to the near sideline, and first down yardage to the 36.
If you don't like Riley Biddle as your quarterback, I'll take him every day of the week and even twice on Sunday. I love this kid. I mean, he's such a competitor. He's smart, and we've seen him the last few years, run an offense very, very effectively, just like he's doing tonight.
10-yard gain on the run by Riley Biddle, and about the last 5 of it after a vicious stiff arm just pushed a defender to the ground.
Using these wrestling moves.
First and 10, East Noble. And it'll be a wide receiver screen. It's caught on the outside right by Scott. Picks up a block. Scott inside the 25. Takes it to the 19-yard line. 15 yards. And a first down for East Noble. And an impressive drive to answer the score by Leo to start our second half.
That throw was crazy because he had a guy in his face. He dropped down through it, kind of a sidearm chuck out there to Scott, right on the numbers.
First and 10 in the red zone. And again, they'll run the same thing, a wide receiver screen. This time it's caught by Phillips. Phillips doesn't get the block from Alexander Scott, and he goes down at the 11, but that's still 8 yards. Right now, the East Noble Knights realizing they got some cushion to work with on the outside, and they're taking advantage of it.
Yeah, and again, back in rhythm. They were kind of out of rhythm that whole entire second quarter. Now they're getting that mixture back.
From the 11, it's second down and 2. Ball on left hash with a single wideout split each side. And they'll give it to the running back. Phillips up the middle. He's got a hole inside the 5, down to the 4. 7 yards for the freshman Austin Phillips, a 6'2", 200-pound back. He's one of the bigger backs we've got in the area. But he's also very quick, very athletic, and a reminder, he is only a freshman.
Yeah, he hit that hole quick that time.
First and goal inside the 5 from the left hash. Double tight end set. And it'll be a keeper for Biddle. Looks for a hole. Picks his way through all the way down to the 1. Well, they'll put him down at the 2. They say his knee hit at the 2. So a 2-yard gain for Riley Biddle. That time they just tried to overwhelm with numbers. They added that tight end, and then Phillips set a lead block trying to get Biddle to the end zone, but he's 2 yards short. Where it's second down and goal.
I'd be confident. I have a lot of confidence running the ball behind those two. I'm not as fast as Biddle, but I'd be willing to do it.
Phillips lines up on the right shoulder of Biddle, who's in the gun. Double tight end, wing to the left, man in motion across, and they'll fake the sweep and then fake the handoff. Biddle, the keeper, he runs behind the right side of his line and spins, reaching for the goal line, doesn't get there. He's down at the 1. So far, a good goal line stand by this Leo defense, but can they keep it up? It's third down and goal from the 1-yard line for the East Noble Knights, looking to add to a 28-13 lead. 5:25 remains in the third quarter, and the clock continues to run.
Yeah, they're bringing in, looked like an extra back here, or maybe extra tight end, but I think I'd give it to number 2.
Middle in the gun, still the double tight end. Actually, they had a third tight end into the formation, and it's a keeper for Biddle. He's in, touchdown. Third time's a charm for Riley Biddle. He takes it in from a yard out, and what a response for East Noble. After Leo took the second half kickoff down the field to score, East Noble on their first possession takes it all the way to the end zone for a touchdown, and they've got a 21-point lead and a chance to make it 22 on an extra point. Sells ready to try to make it 5 for 5. The kick is up, and that looks good. It is good. Drilled it right through the uprights. A 35-13 lead for the East Noble Knights. It's the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
We return to the action on the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Impressive work by the East Noble Knights after Leo scored on the first possession of the second half, and you thought they were working their way back into the game. East Noble with the answer.
Yeah, that was, again, another backbreaker for Leo. Now, the only thing I would say there is at least they made them earn those points because it wasn't a big play. It was, plays down the field, and they got it down there in the 5-yard line area, and just too powerful.
So East Noble has it teed up. They'll kick it off, and the kick is a low shank, but it's taken by an up man. It's Kinchy who fields it at about the 26. He tries to get to the middle of the field, and they shut the door as he crosses the 30 at the 31-yard line. That's where Leo starts their second possession here of the second half, with East Noble leading at 35-13.
Congratulations.
Yeah, this East Noble team is a fundamentally sound football team, both offensively and defensively, and they got the players that can be pretty good football players.
Titus Stoller, the quarterback, in the gun with Foster in the backfield, and they'll run a wide receiver bubble screen left. It's caught and positive yards across the 35 down to the 39-yard line. That's a good 8-yard gain on first down.
Yeah, another coming out, taking advantage of what they see. That was another good play.
Tackwell with the catch and run, and now it is second down and 2. They're out to their own 39-yard line. Lions left to right here in the quarter, and it's a give to Foster. He picks a hole and then dives forward for a first down. Needed 2. He gets 3 to the 42-yard line. That was just patience by Foster. He kind of took a little bit of a sidestep to see where the hole would open up off his left tackle and then burst through to get 3 yards. First and 10 now for Leo at their own 42-yard line. Ball on the left hash, 2 receivers split each side.
As we got a big one.
Shotgun snap for Stoller. He'll drop, look to throw, fires near side. A little comeback route caught by Kinchy at the 48. Immediately tackled in the open field down at the 49. And the tackle was made by Jack Slater, but he's feeling some cramping, and he's going to come off the field. The gain, a 7-yard pickup. It'll be second down and 3.
I've been impressed with Titus tonight, too. From his first game to now, I think he's made a lot of improvement, not just in throwing, but he's running as well.
Titus Stoller, 5'9", 185 senior, came in completing 65% of his passes, so he's got a good percentage. He'll drop in the pocket. Blitz comes. He throws over the top. Got him in running the seam that's open, but he overshot him. Tried to get it to Jackson Kloppenstein, a junior wide receiver who had some space in that seam right down the hash marks, but he tossed it too far in front, incomplete, and it brings up 3rd down and 3.
Yeah, that's a tough throw when you're throwing that inside receiver. You got to hit him between the 18 to 25-yard mark, and really got to almost kind of zip it in there on that type of throw.
Big 3rd down, might be 4-down territory for Leo near midfield at their own 49. Blitz comes, a give to Woods, and he breaks away from the tackle and gets the 1st down. That's all Paul Woods. He was hit in the backfield and broke free, and the strength of Woods turns it into a 6-yard gain to the East Noble 45, and they'll move the chains. 1st down, Leo.
You know, that he's made some plays tonight, too, for Leo. Return a couple kicks. He's had an interception on defense and then comes in and gets the tough yards to keep the drive going.
Clock runs with under 3 minutes left in our 3rd quarter. East Noble's up 35-13. From the right hash, trip receivers wide side to the left, 1 receiver to the right. Foster back in the backfield, and there's movement up front. It's going to be a false start against the Leo Lions.
I almost thought that East Noble kind of started that, and those kids jumped on it, but another procedure penalty.
Well, he may have had an odd cadence because Foster, even in the backfield, was kind of leaning forward over his feet like he was expecting or anticipating that the count was coming. But somebody in the line must have started to move, and they blew the play dead, march off the 5 yards. It's 1st and 15 with the ball sitting on the midfield stripe. Leo from the right hash. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, and they'll run a little wide receiver screen. It's caught, and then cutting it in toward the defense, trying to cut against the grain.
Yeah, you don't want to go there on that play.
It's taken to the 47 for 3 yards, but yeah, that's one of those where
circle the defense.
When you make that catch and you turn it into the defense, that's where the pursuit is coming, and there wasn't a lot of room to run.
Yeah, that's what we call the machine gun tackle, because you're going to get whacked pretty quick.
2nd down and 12. Ball's at the East Noble 47 for the Leo Lions. Stoller will drop in the pocket. He's got some time. He's going to air it out, far sideline, and it is a diving attempt by Tackwell, but it's out of his reach and incomplete.
Almost a great throw and catch again there. Stoller under pressure kind of sidestepped it and really kind of threw a nice ball down to the left sideline from the middle of the field.
Tackwell did everything he could, diving, extending, and just having it go off the edge of the fingertips, incomplete. But now it's 3rd down and 12. Tough situation for Leo. And they'll load up the right side with trip receivers. Single receiver split left. Foster in the backfield, and it's a give to Foster up the middle. Foster with running room. 40, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Nate Foster. 47 yards. Nate Foster puts on the acceleration. Looked a little like Jonathan Taylor on that one.
Wow.
We don't have a radar gun, but he might have a ticket for breaking the speed limit around the school zone, because he took off and just flew down the left sideline for the touchdown.
Yeah, 3rd and 12 inside zone for 6.
35-19, and they'll try to add 1. And the kick is away. Might have been partially touched. Boy, East Noble's getting in there, and they're really getting close. They've already blocked 1 extra point. That time the extra point is good by Leo Zink. And it's 35-20 with 1:48 remaining in the 3rd quarter here at East Noble. It's a shootout between the Knights and the Lions on the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
We return to the action on the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
We have seen some explosive plays here tonight. Just saw another from Leo's Nate Foster going 42 yards for a touchdown. And it is a 35-20 score with 1:48 left in the third quarter. You wonder if Leo might try to get an extra possession at some point. They will kick it deep here.
Be interested to see if Coach Stewart here really starts to try to milk in the clock, because right now their defense as well as their offense is kind of getting gassed on these long drives that Leo has had this half.
Second down and 2 with the ball on the right hash at the Leo 46. Biddle lines up in the gun, puts a wing to the left side of the formation, and then gives it to Phillips. Phillips cuts it back. He breaks through an arm tackle, but then finally dragged down inside the 40 at the 37.
Austin Phillips on the carry, stop made by number 6.
Good vision that time for Phillips. Looked like the play was designed to go through a hole on the left side of the line, and as soon as he hit the line of scrimmage, he kind of cut it back and turned it into first down yardage for East Noble at the Leo 37-yard line. Riley Biddle, the senior quarterback, hands, and this time it's Nyman, and he'll take it to about the 36, a gain of a yard. Got stood up there by the Leo Lions defense, so it'll be second down and 9. Taking a look at Austin Phillips, I think he just was worn down. Now he's coming back into the game. I mean, Phillips plays both ways, and a couple of physical positions. Running back where you take a beating, and he's the middle linebacker defensively.
Right.
And he's made a ton of plays on the defensive side. Second down and 9, and it's a quarterback keeper bringing it off right edge, now cutting up at the numbers, spinning his way down to the 30 is Riley Biddle. That's a 6-yard carry, and it's going to set up a pretty manageable third down. Third down and about 3 to go. Ball's at the 31. They need to get, well, close to the 27, so we'll call it 3rd and 4. 8:02 remains. Clock runs 42-26. East Noble the lead with a 3rd down and 4 at the 31-yard line. And they'll play action. Throw on a slant route. Caught inside the 15-yard line. The catch made by Alexander Scott. He goes down in an and goal situation at about the 6-yard line. Perfect timing play.
Yeah. And again, the offense is rolling.
And that's kind of designed like an RPO, but I think it's a pass play all the way with the play action. But that's one where you could easily run that as an RPO.
Yeah. Especially with this kid, because I think he can handle that.
So it is 1st and goal from the 6 for East Noble. And they will give it to Phillips, wrapped up, and he breaks through the arm tackle and takes it to the end zone. Touchdown, Austin Phillips from 6 yards out. He got through the arm tackle of Paul Woods, and then Phillips just powered all the way into the end zone. His 3rd touchdown of the night, and it's 48-26 East Noble.
Wow.
A freshman just showing terrific power, breaking through the tackle attempt by Woods, and Woods is a good defender. Extra point kick, a line drive that splits the uprights. It is good. 7 for 7 on the night for Evan Sells. And with 7:17 left, East Noble is up 49-26 over the Leo Lions on the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
We return to the action on the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
From Kendallville, Indiana, glad to have you with us for Week 5 of high school football. Tonight it's NE8 action between 3rd-ranked East Noble and 5th-ranked Leo. And the Knights delighting a big home crowd with a 49-26 lead with 7:17 still remaining on the clock. This has been an impressive performance. East Noble was not happy with their game last week against DeKalb. It's going to be a much more pleasant film session this time around. Here's the kick. High hanging kick coming down at the 11. The return across the 20, 25, and then some space. 40, 45, near sideline. It's a sprint out of bounds at the 41 of East Noble. And that's the freshman, Aaron Perlick, with a great return all the way to the East Noble 41. That's 49 yards on that return for Perlick. Hey, how about the freshman we're seeing in this game? Perlick is 5'9", and they don't have his weight on the roster, but I'd say 5'9", a good 180, 185.
I moved it back to the 43.
Yeah, I don't know. It looked like they marked that he stepped out at the 41, but they gave him the 43. Here's the snap and the give to Foster. He's going to bounce to the right. Now cut inside a block at the 40, 35, 30. And now he's on a sprint. He's got open real estate. Foster goes to the house. Touchdown, 43 yards, Nate Foster of Leo.
Gee, this is crazy. I mean, the number of plays that we've had tonight that have been less than 5 is unbelievable. Big play after big play after big play. And you got to give Leo a lot of credit because East Noble's waiting for them to wave the white flag, and they just keep coming at them.
Just great acceleration by Foster. He took his time patiently working off a block just outside the right tackle, and he waited for that block to develop, and as soon as he saw which side to run on, he shot past the blocker, and then it was a sprint to the end zone, and nobody took a good angle. Now Leo will go for 2 on the conversion. There's the snap. Stoller, quick throw to the left, and that's blown up by East Noble defensively. The catch by Tackwell, but he caught it on a bubble screen in the backfield and was immediately taken down by Alexander Scott. So the try, no good, but geez, we've got 81 points on the board with 6:58 to play. And we'll go ahead and keep it here after the score. It's 49-32. And you keep thinking time is running out with Leo trailing by 17. But the way this game has gone, Griff, we're like a turnover away from it being a ball game.
I know, and that's the crazy thing that we're seeing here right now is the fact that it's like you said, the number of big plays that we've seen tonight, the turnovers that we've seen. If Leo could just get a stop or a turnover and get a score, you never know what can happen. And we've been here with this type of game where Leo, I think it was in the sectionals about 4 or 5 years ago, came from behind to win a game on a kind of like a last-second play.
Well, the interesting thing is these two teams could very well meet in the postseason because they have met twice every season since 2018. They're very familiar with one another. Not only are they conference rivals, they're sectional rivals. And they'll be in the same sectional again this year. So this might be the first of 2 meetings between these two squads. Of course, the next one will end up like 3-0.
Yeah. Well, we're getting treated tonight for all that.
Another onside kick. That's bouncing around, but it's picked up by East Noble. And now they'll try to return it. They take it out to the 45, still on their feet to the 47. Almost the 48-yard line. That was dangerous because it bounced off a couple of East Noble Knights before sitting free in the turf, and East Noble was able to pick it up. Then they tried to return it, and a lot of times that's where you see the turnover. Yeah. They pick it up cleanly, but then get stripped when they try to get positive yards. But they did get it out to the 48, where it is 1st and 10, East Noble with 6:55 left.
This is where I think if you're Alex Stewart, you'd like to just say, let's get just a good drive going here. running the football with Phillips, with Biddle, maybe some quick throws here and there, but really trying to take as much time off the clock as they can.
East Noble leads it with the football, 49-32. Ball is on the left hash at their own 48, and they will give it to Phillips. He's going to sprint to the right side, being chased, and he finally gets out of bounds, being pursued all the way across the field by Leo's Isaiah Detmers, a sophomore linebacker. And it's a gain of just a couple out to midfield. So it's 2nd down and 8 for East Noble.
And they're going to tell him in film session, young pup,
stay in bounds.
You got the ball and you're up this much, you got to stay in bounds, young man.
Yeah, he got chased all the way to the boundary, and the clock stops with 6:47 left. And they have marked him out at the 49, so it's only a gain of 1. Play action. Biddle's going to look to throw deep over the top, and he's got a man. It's caught. Alexander Scott, and he's tripped up inside the 5. Looked like he was taking it to the house, but just a shoestring tackle takes him down at the 1-yard line. That is a 50-yard completion over the top from Biddle to Alexander Scott.
And just a great throw. Great throw by Biddle again. You know, this kid just makes plays, and he's just really a fun kid to watch play the game.
Not a lot of high school kids they trust to make that.
No,
when
you're
right. Up 17 with 6.5 minutes left.
Right.
So it is 1st and goal from, and they set it just outside the 1, close to the 2. And it's a keeper for Biddle, and Biddle will take it into the end zone. Touchdown. I think the fans are even tired of cheering.
Well, I tell you, I'm glad I've gone into my second sheets on both of all things.
This is a Leo defense that came in averaging 8.5 points per game allowed.
Wow.
8.5 through 4 games. East Noble has scored more tonight than Leo has given up the entire season through 4 games. And now they'll try to add one more. Try to make it 8 for 8. And that one ricocheted off the upright, and it's good. 56-32. The lead for East Noble with 6:14 remaining. This is the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
We return to the action on the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
We've got a post-game show coming up after we are done with our scoring fest here tonight at Kendallville.
I'm going to need 10 minutes to read the scores.
Yeah, we may have a post-game show. Depends if Griff can get through the scoring before 11 o'clock. It's 56-32. East Noble now leads it over Leo, and you feel like you still got a ball game with 6:14 left. Here's a short kick taken at the 15. Perlick, the freshman, gets hit at the 24 and dropped. Good coverage by the East Noble Knights after a 14-yard return. So Leo comes out with 6:08 on the clock, and East Noble's offense has just absolutely clicked tonight.
Oh, man, they have. And it's, you know, again, it's all within the framework of what Coach Stewart has brought here to East Noble, building upon what Luke Amstutz had ran, and he's taken it to the next level. But with a kid like Riley Biddle, he's fun to watch in this type of offense.
From the left hash, it's a shotgun for Stoller. Scott Foster in the backfield, and he will give it to Foster. Foster dances up the middle, gets out to the 27. Maybe 3 yards on the first down carry for Nate Foster. Scott, and he comes across the 20, and then good coverage, stopping him at the 24-yard line. So a 15-yard return of the kickoff, and it's 1st and 10 for East Noble, with the Knights leading at 35-20 over the Leo Lions.
Yeah, Leo really needs a 3-and-out here. Got to admire the getting back to what was working in that first quarter for Leo, because that's what they focused on in the run game, with the addition of some of those screens that we've seen. and it's created a rhythm for him that's got East Noble guessing.
Senior quarterback Riley Biddle will line up with his offense from the 24. And he'll give on a little reverse. It goes to Alex Phillips trying to get around right edge. Now he cuts up and he's got some running room. 50, 45, 40. It's a sprint. 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Another big play by East Noble. Alex Phillips takes it 76 yards. Touchdown Knights. What an answer for East Noble. Their third big scoring play of the day. They had a 69-yard completion. They had a 93-yard run. And here, the handoff to the wide receiver on the sweep to the right. He read the blocking perfectly, cut it upfield at the numbers, and then got to the sideline and won the sprint. Extra point for East Noble is up and good. Doesn't take long for the Knights to answer. They now lead at 41-20 with a minute 28 remaining here in the third quarter in Kendallville. You're listening to the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
We return to the action on the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Well, our last two offensive plays have gone a total of, what is it, Griff, 118 total yards?
Yeah.
76 on one, 42 on the other.
It's been a wild and crazy third quarter.
So with a 42-20 lead, here's the kick. Short kick taken at the 21. It's up the middle of the field across the 30. Stacked up and pushing the pile across the 35. Still on his feet. He'll just take everybody for a 4-yard ride and go down at the 39-yard line. Good solid return by Brett Souter. 6'1", 215-pound junior backup tight end. And so Leo, in the game of tag, you're it, will have the ball down by 22 with a minute 18 remaining in the third, and they start on the left hash at their own 39. Balanced formation with two receivers splitting each side. Nate Foster, the running back. Now he'll switch from the left shoulder to the right shoulder of Titus Stoller. Stoller takes the snap. Quick throw to the right. They'll run the bubble screen to Tackwell. He'll make the catch, sprint to the sideline, and be chased out of bounds after a 6-yard pickup to the 45.
Yeah, they found a pretty good rhythm there with that quick screen out there to the furthest wide receiver with the loose corner. And they're, getting 4 or 5 yards a clip with it.
Officially a 5-yard gain as they sit it at the 44. Second down and 5. We're down to 56 seconds left in our third quarter. Trip receivers to the right, one to the left hash, and the handoff to Foster. He's through the initial hole. Then he breaks right through an arm tackle and keeps rumbling into East Noble territory at the 46. Just impressive hard running by Nate Foster. Broke away from a tackle from the linebacker and ends up turning it into a solid gain for a first down.
Yeah, he runs hard, even though he's an undersized running back.
Lions have it centered between the Hemmarks, balanced with two receivers each side. Foster lines up to the left of Stoller, and they'll run the running back screen. Foster gets it in space, but the East Noble defense closes well and makes a good open field tackle, and that is Austin Phillips, who closed in and took down Foster for no gain.
Yeah, that took a little bit too long in that regard.
And that's going to be our final play of the third quarter. So we're going to head to the fourth quarter with the East Noble Knights leading it over the Leo Lions 42-20. You're listening to the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Get the latest knife info from one of the country's premium knife shops, Blade Man's Knife Shop at the shops of Scott Road. There's a reason customers drive hours just to shop at Blade Man's in Fort Wayne.
Hi, this is Mark, the owner of Blade Man's Knife Shop, and I'd like to personally invite you out to the store to see the area's best selection of quality knives. We have Benchmade, Spyderco, Microtech, ProTech, Hogue, Zero Tolerance, Medford Knife and Tool, ADV Tactical, Tour Knives, and many more. We also have a great selection of custom knives. At Blade Man's, we specifically select top quality products for the best in customer satisfaction. There's a difference with top brands, and at Blade Man's, we'll take the time to explain how materials and production results in a better knife for your needs, all in a relaxed, pressure-free, consultative environment. We update our online inventory daily so you know you're ordering in-stock product that will be shipped within one business day. So check us out on BladeMansKnifeShop.com or stop by the store in the shops Scout Road and have a cup of coffee on me.
Be in the know and follow Blade Man's on Facebook and Instagram today. 10% discount to police and military, and now you can see the collection of Shun knives, the finest in kitchen cutlery, available at Blade Man's Knife Shop in the shops of Scott Road.
We return to the action on the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
In a game between two top 5 ranked teams in 4A, it has been a show for East Noble. They go to the fourth quarter with a 42-20 lead. Leo the football, second down and 10 at the East Noble 46. Stoller will drop. He'll throw right into traffic, a double team, and the ball knocked down incomplete. Not a good choice that time for Stoller. Had a guy on the inside and the outside of his intended receiver.
Yeah, he was trying to force one in there, and that wasn't the throw you want to try to force one in.
So it's third down and 10 at the 46 of East Noble. Just underway in the fourth quarter, 42-20. East Noble leading it over the Leo Lions.
We return to the action on the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
A 19-yard touchdown strike from Titus Stoller to Luke Tackwell. Tackwell's first receiving touchdown of the year has made it 42-26. The extra point shanked to the left. And now Leo will kick it off with 10:31 remaining. It is Leo Zink, and it's an onside kick, and the ball will go all the way through East Noble and out of bounds on the far sideline. That will result in a penalty. Now, the ball went out of bounds at the 41, so they will get it at the 41-yard line where it went out of bounds. And then I try to remember if they tack on 5 yards on that.
I think it goes out.
Because it's the 35. If it goes out inside the 35, they bring it to the 35. But that one went out at the 41-yard line. The officials marking it. It's considered a procedure, so it's a 5-yard penalty on top of where it went out of bounds. I was thinking they were going to add 5 yards to it, so they bring it out to the 46. 10:31 remaining in our football game. East Noble with a 42-26 lead over Leo. The over playing well tonight. Shotgun snap, and it's a give. Here comes Phillips looking for room to the right. He cuts upfield on the hash marks and just puts the pads down and drives right through a couple of Leo defenders to the Lions' 46-yard line. That's an 8-yard gain for a breather.
I mean, honestly, with Leo, these kids, you got to like the fact that they came back this second half and really, got themselves going offensively.
Second down and 7, just outside the 27-yard line. Shotgun, Stoller, the snap, and the give to the backup back. And it's stumbling across the 30 to the 32 after about a 5-yard pickup.
Yeah, they put Luke Markworth back is now in at quarterback for Leo.
They've made the change. Yeah. Markworth, 5'10", 150-pound sophomore. Tackwell lines up wide to the right, or to the left, and out to the right you've got Landon Kinchy. Markworth will look to take the shotgun snap. 56-26 56-32. 4:47 clock runs. Marquardt will throw. Slant route into traffic, and it deflects incomplete. Almost picked off. Threw it right into two defenders, and looked like Phillips was the one that might have been closest to picking it off.
This is the first punt for Leo in the second half.
Yeah, they had one punt in the first half, and now they've got another coming, and it's going to be Dahl. Caden Dahl, Jr., who will punt it away. There's the kick. It's a low line drive. It'll bounce inside the 40, take a nice Leo roll inside the 30, and finally dead at the 26. Well, he's kicked two low line drives, but they get significant bounce after they hit the turf. And so he's been effective. Now I know why he's had a 52.5-yard average since taking over the punting duties from Kellen Holbert, who's been out injured.
That's the best way to, in this day and age, to kick the ball in a way that keeps the other team from returning it. Get the bounce, get the roll. Like you said, he's kicked a couple that could get blocked if he doesn't get them off in time enough. And it looks like now Coach Stewart's going to put in his second unit.
Yep, it's going to be the backups for East Noble. Well, Austin Phillips comes out. He'll be in the backfield.
He's still a freshman. They're going to make him.
And a timeout for East Noble. I think they're a little slow in deciding who was on, who was out, and so they'll have to take a timeout. But it does look like a freshman quarterback, Bo Sterling. Good size, 6'2", 160, who's going to take over for Riley Biddle. Well, coming up after the game, I hope you join me at the Kendallville Pizza Hut. That's the place to be after the game and celebrate this East Noble victory. We'll be giving you some analysis and hopefully getting a coach on with us tonight. We will have the scoreboard, the H&K Chevrolet of New Haven high school football scoreboard with Adam Lundy live from the mic at the Village of Coventry. I'll be at the Pizza Hut. Love to say hi to you and enjoy a post-game meal. That's coming up right after this one is over. And Shannon Griffith takes 10-12 minutes to go through the scoring. So it is 1st and 10 for the Knights. The backups are in with a 56-32 lead and 4:29 on the clock. Sterling will give to the running back. He's across the 25, hit and falls forward to the 27. And I think, yeah, they did take out Phillips. They put in their backup running back, Lucas Nyman. In fact, all the way across, I think it is an 11-man backup unit that's now out there for East Noble. And it looks like a lot of really clean jerseys on the other side for Leo's defense. So we're going to see almost a JV game the rest of this one, as the wind starts to howl a little bit. Nyman hit in the backfield. That's a good defensive play for the Lions. Noah Workman, he's a sophomore linebacker who shot the gap and hit Nyman in the backfield just as he was taking the handoff. It's a loss of 2 back at the 24, where it's 3rd down and 12. The clock continues to run under 3.5 minutes left. And East Noble is going to stay unbeaten. They're going to improve their record to 5-0 and probably not do a lot of damage to that number 3 ranking in Class 4A, knocking off the 5th-ranked Leo Lions. Shotgun snap, handoff to the running back. Nyman's going to bounce it to the left and then be collared and brought down. Tackle made by Leo's Caden Dahl. It's a gain of only about 4 yards, so it's going to be a 4th down and 8, and it's a punt time for East Noble, and that brings Riley Biddle on the field. He is the only punter. So Biddle will punt it away for East Noble with 2:32 and the clock running here in Kendallville. Biddle standing at his own 13-yard line. Steps up to the 14, takes the snap, and the kick. Oh, and it's a booming kick. It gets all the way over the deep man, and it'll take a roll inside the 25 and goes dead near the 24-yard line. That is a booming kick, and I'm trying to do some math. That's got to be over 50 yards on the punt for Riley Biddle. So it's the backup offense on the field for the Leo Lions with 2:08 on the clock. 56-32. East Noble the lead over the Leo Lions. Leo lines up in their spread. 3 receivers to the right, 1 receiver to the left, a single back in the backfield. And the snap. They'll give to the running back. Nice hole. This is Perlick. He's bouncing it to the far sideline. Now it's a race. 50, 45, 40. And East Noble with the angle will take him out of bounds at the 30-yard line of East Noble. Big run for freshman Aaron Perlick. And he's got some jets. He's like Austin Phillips. Once he gets to the outside, he can really run. They'll take him out, give him a breather. Go to yet another backup running back. 3 receivers line up wide side to the left, 1 to the right. Mark Wirt will hand it to the running back who just came in, and he's wrapped up for no gain. With the carry for the Lions, it's Braxton Merida, a junior, 5'7", 165-pounder. In fact, he loses a yard back to the 31. We're at second down and 11, and now we're down to under a minute and a half left. Luke Marquardt, sophomore quarterback, lines up the Lions. Play clock down to 12. Ball centered between the hash marks, balanced formation with 2 split each side. And it's a keeper for Marquardt. He breaks through the initial hole. He's inside the 20, far sideline. Finally chased out of bounds inside the 15 at the 12. Nice 19-yard run for the backup quarterback, Luke Marquardt of Leo.
Yeah, good run by Luke there, executing the offense.
1st and 10 from the 12-yard line for Leo. They've only got a minute 1 to work with. They trail at 56-32. Trip receivers to the left. Shotgun snap for Marquardt, and the give to the running back. And again, it's going to be bounced to the left. Looking for a block inside the 5. Reaching for the pylon, just short inside the 1, but he got out of bounds. That's a nice run by Noah Workman. Got a rotation of running backs right now for the Leo Lions. Workman did exactly that. He was a workman trying to read blocks as he came to the near sideline and almost got the pylon. But it's inside the 1. Clock with 52 seconds on it. On the left hash, Marquardt takes the shotgun snap and will give it to Workman. He spins looking for the end zone. He's in. Touchdown, Leo. Love to see the backups come in and have some production. And Noah Workman, a sophomore backup running back, scores here with 47 seconds left to make it 56-38. I would imagine there's nothing to lose by going for 2, and so that's what they'll do. They'll line up to go for 2. 2 receivers wide to each side, and they bring Perlick into the backfield to join Marquardt. Snap to Marquardt. Pump fake. Now he'll throw. Ball's caught at the 1 and spinning, reaching, and the try is good. Got in. That time they ran the inside receiver to a deep corner route and then cut on a slant the outside guy, and they got it to the slant receiver. And he gets in. So a 2-point try makes it a 56-40 score. 96 points.
I know.
Did not have that one on the bingo card.
Did not. That's right.
And, you know, it's always tough to tell because both these teams, while they have some big-time playmakers, and they've run up some pretty good offensive numbers against some teams that we know have weaker defenses. The question was, what type of game would they have against each other? Well, it has been an absolute shootout here tonight.
Well, yeah, considering it was, 21-7 at half?
Well, it was 21-7 at the end of the first quarter.
28-7 at half.
Well, East Noble doubled their number.
Yeah.
Leo's offense has been much more productive here in the second half. Now Isaiah Kuhlman is going to kick. Not sure with 47 seconds if you onside kick it.
Well, you'd think that you wouldn't, but.
And he'll punch it in the air. It's taken at the 26 and a fair catch. They'll down it. Nyman on the return just goes to a knee. And so 46 seconds remaining. Still 16-point lead for East Noble, and their offense comes onto the field.
27 and 28 yards under the night, so first and 10.
Well, we do have a post game because there will be a post game eventually. Coming up after the game ends, Shannon Griffith will recap this one. And then we'll send it to the Kester's post-game show. Full scoreboard on the H&K Chevrolet of New Haven high school football scoreboard. Adam Lundy will be giving us scores. I'll be talking about some individual highlights, some analysis, maybe even get a chance to talk to a winning coach or two. And I haven't seen this before. A victory formation and a shotgun.
Yeah.
It's kind of tough on the stat line because you lose 4 yards taking it in. Good. But
I think he can spare a few. Literally
are in a shotgun for victory formation. Last 27 seconds. They're going to have to snap. Well, yeah, I don't know if they do need to snap it. I don't think. No, they don't. It's 1 second difference. And so the game's going to end. East Noble heads to the sideline. Leo goes to the sideline across the way, and the two teams will line up at the 50 to shake hands. It was a shootout in Kendallville, and the final score, the East Noble Knights 56, the Leo Lions 40. East Noble has improved to 5-0 on the season. For Leo, it's their first loss against 4 victories. And a good battle between these two. Both coaches probably learned a lot about their teams. And for East Noble, a good bounce back after a tough one last week against DeKalb. They left no doubt tonight. Every time they were challenged, they had an answer.
Yeah, they played a superior game here tonight. And like I said, give Leo all the credit in that second half. And they just got away from them there in the first half, and that was the difference.
So we'll come back to the stadium. Shannon Griffith has a post-game recap when we return. And then we eventually will get to the Kester's post-game show live at Pizza Hut. Be sure you join me over in Kendallville at the Pizza Hut. Be there up until 11 o'clock. Final score here in Kendallville. It's East Noble 56, Leo 40 on the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week of 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Welcome back to East Noble High School, and what was a shootout of a football game tonight with the East Noble Knights defeating the Leo Lions 56-40. And we're going to go through the scoring here tonight that this ball game had, and it was a dandy of a game. If you like big plays and offensive scoring, tonight was your night. But if you're a defensive coordinator or a former defensive coordinator, this is the type of game that gives you nightmares, because it doesn't seem what you do works to stop the team across from you, as both of these offenses really were clicking, especially in the second half when Leo got the first drive of the second half and went down and scored. So give them some credit for hanging into this ball game after being down 28-7 at halftime. But let's go back and look at the scoring here this evening. All the way back in the first quarter, after Austin Phillips made a play on Titus Stoller stripping the ball, East Noble took over at the 8-yard line, and then 2 plays later, Phillips completes it with a 3-yard touchdown run. The PAT was good, and that was a short 2-play, 8-yard drive and a 7-0 lead for East Noble. Then Leo comes right back at 6:47. They go on a 2-play, 56-yard drive. This time Stoller hits Luke Tackwell for a 36-yard touchdown pass. The PAT was good, and we were all tied at 7. Then East Noble comes back right on the next very series at 6:29. Riley Biddle hits Alex Scott for a 69-yard touchdown pass. The PAT was good, and it was 14-7 East Noble. And that connection of Biddle to Alex Scott is a definite weapon for these East Noble Knights. East Noble then comes back again, 1:38 left in the first quarter after a goal line stand keeping Leo from tying it up. Austin Phillips finds pay dirt on a 93-yard touchdown run. The PAT was good, and Leo was up 21-7 at the end of the first quarter, and the true freshman Austin Phillips had 2 touchdowns in that quarter. In the second quarter, only one score. This was East Noble at 4:38. Riley Biddle to Jack Slater on a 50-yard touchdown pass. The PAT was good, and that was a 7-play, 86-yard drive, and East Noble took a 28-7 halftime lead as we look to go to the second half of things, knowing that Leo was going to have to start getting on track offensively, and they did, going back to the things that worked for them. And it's all started on the first possession of the second half. They orchestrate a 7-play, 69-yard drive at 8:41. Titus Stoller, 11-yard touchdown run. The PAT was good. And the PAT was no good. And the next thing you know, it was a 28-13 ball game. And Leo was thinking, we got ourselves a chance. But then East Noble comes right back, orchestrates a 9-play, 62-yard drive at 5:01. Biddle from 1 yard out. To the PAT was good, was 35-13. Then at 1:48 left in the third quarter, Leo strikes again, 8-play, 69-yard drive. Nate Foster from 47-yard touchdown run. The PAT was good, and we had a 35-20 East Noble lead. East Noble wastes no time. 20 seconds later at 1:28, Alex Phillips gets in on a 76-yard touchdown run on the speed sweep, making a couple good cuts down the right sideline. He makes it in from 76 yards out. PAT was good, and East Noble was back up 42-20 at the end of the third quarter. Heading into the fourth quarter, Leo, 10:31, 8-play, 61-yard drive. Stoller, 19-yard pass, touchdown pass to Luke Tackwell. And that made it 42-26. Then East Noble right back, 7:17, 5 plays, 54-yard drive. Austin Phillips from 1 yard out. The PAT was good. It was 49-26 East Noble. Then at 6:58, Leo, 1 play, 43-yard touchdown run by Nate Foster, making some great cuts and making a couple players miss and broken tackles. He makes it a 49-32 East Noble lead after the 2-point conversion was no good. At 6:14, the very next series, East Noble, 3 plays, 52 yards. Riley Biddle from 1 yard out. The PAT was good, and East Noble was up 56-32. And then with 47-some seconds left there in the fourth, Leo gets on the board when Noah Workman scores from 1 yard out on a 5-play, 76-yard touchdown drive. The 2-point conversion was good, and it was 56-40. And that's how we finished, 56-40 here in Kendallville, as the East Noble Knights make it 5-0 on the year, and the Leo Lions drop to 4-1 on the season. Remember, the Kester's post-game show is from the Pizza Hut here in Kendallville. If you got a chance, stop by. So hello to Brett Rump and let him know that you were here to see the game tonight. I'm sure he would appreciate it, as him and Adam Lundy will get you all caught up on all the scores in and out of Northeast Indiana as we wrap up the midway point of the high school football season here from East Noble tonight. Remember, tomorrow, a lot of games on different networks throughout from Federated Media, especially the Indiana Hoosiers taking on the Illinois Fighting Illini on WOWO 92.3. We'll have that game. Kickoff is 7:30, which will be a dandy of a game. Two ranked teams heading into Bloomington. We'll see if Indiana Hoosiers can come out with a victory tomorrow on WOWO 92.3. Well, that's going to wrap it up here from East Noble High School, where the Knights have defeated the Leo Lions 56-32. Thanks to our producer back in the studio, Macy Gray, for keeping us here and running on time, and Brett Rump with the play-by-play. I'm the coach, Shannon Griffith, and you've been listening to the Midwest Box Break High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan, 100.9 FM. Good night, everybody from Kendallville. Have a great weekend.
Podcasts by Federated Media.